Hi, everyone. Welcome to Stoner Detectives. Today, I want to give an update to the Celeste Rivas Hernandez case. We have an update from Steve Fisher, who was the investigator for the landlord or the owner of the residence where David was staying. So, I'm going to share my screen and show you guys the message on X. Okay. Share. Okay. Alrighty. So, first of all, let's start with Neo. Who is Neo? Well, Neo is one of the witnesses that was subpoenaed by the grand jury to testify on the Celeste Rivas case. And initially, Neo did not respond to the subpoena, and he was arrested. And he was arrested in Montana, where he was staying with his mom for not permanently. They were there for some time because they are from LA. So for some reason, they were in Montana, and Neil was arrested there and transferred over to the county jail in LA. Now, since his grand jury, since he appeared before the grand jury, there has not been any details, any word of anything that he has stated. Obviously, anything under the grand jury is sealed, so we don't know if he actually pled the fifth to any questions from the grand jury, or if he actually responded to some of the questions. But since he was arrested, he has not been on social media until yesterday, it looks like. So let's discuss. This was his post on Instagram. His post reads, I think the worst part is that I've told so many people that I trust and I thought knew me as a person, my side of things. All for that to be thrown out the fucking window as soon as I get arrested and they slap that dickhead's name next to mine. Yo, tell me he's not turning on David. From this post, it sounds like he's turning on David. You guys, let's continue. And for the record, the thing I was arrested for, I wasn't even charged. They never filed it, and my warrant was retracted because there is more to the story than what's on the news. Oh my God. He kind of said a lot with that statement. He, this is, um, this is new to me. This is new to all of us. Um, we saw all the streams. These guys look like they appear to be have a great relationship. They're all buddy buddies and everything. And now we hear from Neo. His version is he doesn't even want his name next to David's name. So something is up here. Let's see what Steve Fisher said to this what his response was to this post. Okay. Let me make sure you guys can see this here. Okay, cool. All right. So here's what Steve says. So here's the thing, Neil. If you have to tell my side of things, that means you were involved in the things. OMG. Steve is breaking down the freaking statement. I can't. Then he goes, you just want everyone to believe you did less of the things, quote unquote. People who weren't involved don't have a my side of things. Yeah. So, and how tone deaf are you exactly? Your Weep for Me post has 11 references to you and not a single mention of Celeste Rivas Hernandez, who is dead. She is dead because of the things you're trying to explain away. Nobody cares about your feelings, Neo. This is about Celeste and justice in her name. Damn, I love when Steve comes at them because in reality, too, let's get shit into perspective here, Neo. And this is what I'm seeing about this group of people David was surrounded, his entourage, so to speak. It appears to me as they suddenly don't want nothing to do with David, distancing themselves from the situation when it is evident that they knew about Celeste. They knew about David and Celeste. So this is freaking crazy, you guys. So this is the latest update. Let me see how long I've been on. Only 6 minutes. Okay, I'll do one more thing. Let's pull up YouTube and go to David's interview. I stumbled on this yesterday. And I saved it to my watch later so that I can watch this with you guys. Give me one moment. Stop sharing. Anyway, like to me, like honestly, I'm feeling hopeful. Like I am, things are being investigated. At first, I was losing hope because we weren't hearing anything from law enforcement. I sure hope the prosecution knows what they're doing and that we find out the truth about what happened to Celeste. So let's go to that interview. Watch later. Here we go. Okay. Watch later. David talks his new album Withered. Okay, yeah, this is the one. Please hold. Give me one moment. I want you guys to like and share this. Subscribe, like, share. We need to get the word out. The more her story gets out there, you know, the more pressure is put on law enforcement to do the right thing. And they need to see that the public cares about this case. We want justice for her. So here we go. I am going to share my screen and we're going to take a look at this interview. What is happening? Okay.
Here we go. Got back. I was busy today.
I don't know who this is. Maybe this is an ad. Give me a second. No, not Casey yet. Okay. We want this interview right here. It's...
Whoa.
Okay.
What's that? I just built a budgeting app in Base 44.
Guys,
what's the best DAWs? And I was taking ideas from those and trying to see if I can get them on band.
Okay, this interview is 56 minutes long. We're not going to play the whole thing. I'm just going to, let's see what he says. That's all. Okay.
What's the best DAWs? And I was taking ideas from those and trying to see if I can get them on BandLab, because I didn't want to switch, and I still use this to this day. I mean, I've been making songs here while I'm in London, so it's like in the hotel room, just cooking up ideas on the fly. Like I'll be recording snippets and ideas of songs on the car ride over here. Like it's that easy to use. I'll never switch from this app.
This episode is being supported by Tape It, the iPhone recording app made for musicians by musicians.
All that stuff. So when I was looking at other artists that were in the same space in BandLab, they would use the pre-made BandLab filters. Like there's one ambient rock and stuff like that. Everybody would use the pre-made BandLab ones, and nobody would take the time to make their own. So what I did was, before even starting a song, I'd listen to the track, I listened to how it sounded, I listened if it was like much more high end and low end or mid EQ, and I would make a preset for every song. So I have thousands and thousands. I should low-key sell these, low-key. Like there's thousands of presets that I have made for different songs, and in this one particular, it's just a simple noise gate because the Apple earbuds pick up so much of that sound. A simple compressor, BL1176, which nobody uses anymore because they think it's outdated, but I still use it. It's fire. Simple D delay, and the simple stock EQ that comes with the app.
So you use that on your voice when you record to create the sound that you're after.
Exactly.
Yeah, because you experimented with the other ones as they were, the kind of straight ahead.
Yep.
No, and it's like, it's okay.
Terrible.
Yeah.
Can I just say something? I'm not going to pause it a lot, but I want to say that there is actually, in fact, there's what he's saying here is that he has a voice recorder, right? Obviously he makes music, but what this reminded me of, you guys, this actually reminded me of when there was let me pull it up. I'll show you. It's on my page. How do it's a short that I uploaded. I'm just going to play it again. Found it. Why isn't this showing on my... Let me try again. Share screen. We want this one. So in that interview, he's talking about voice recorder and all this bullshit. Listen to this audio. Tell me what you guys think. Okay. Wait, why isn't this... Why aren't you guys seeing this? What's going on here? Let me try again. You're kidding, right? All right, let me just reopen the shit because this is not wanting to cooperate with me today. All right, let me reopen it. Let's share my shorts. Share my shorts. There you go.
Yeah, Waller County Sheriff's Office.
Hello, I need help.
Okay, what's going on? Where are you at?
My address is.
Okay, what's going on?
I heard some gunshots.
Okay. How close to your residence were they?
They were right outside my house, and I think someone's dead.
Okay, what's your name?
Say it again.
What's your name? Okay, what's a good phone number for you, sir? Okay, why do you believe that somebody's dead?
Oh,
Hello?
oh shit, I never noticed this. Obviously I'm transcribing this audio, and did you see where it says laughter? I wonder if it picked up laughter. This was a squatting call to David's family's house. Well, news outlets reported it as a swatting call, but in fact, this is what I was questioning initially. I'm like, is this a swatting call or not? Is this in fact David trying to you know how he's very calculated with the things he does? I wonder if that's he's trying to how do you say this? Like a decoy, in a sense. But let's play this all over again, and let's look at the captions on here, because I see that it says laughter.
Waller County Sheriff's Office is Amber. Hello?
Hello.
Yeah, Waller County Sheriff's Office.
Hello, I need help.
Okay, what's going on? Where are you at?
My address is.
Okay, what's going on?
I heard some gunshots.
Okay. How close to your residence were they?
They were right outside my house, and I think someone's dead.
Okay, what's your name?
Say it again.
What's your name? Okay, what's a good phone number for you, sir?
Laughter.
Okay, why do you believe
Yeah,
that somebody's dead?
I just heard a loud scream, and there was gunshots.
Oh, scream. Okay. After shots. Okay, but you haven't saw or heard anything else after that?
I heard a scream.
Was it a male or a female scream, do you think?
It was a female.
Female? Okay, we're going to go ahead and get deputies headed out that way and just confirming you're at...
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to get them sent that way, okay?
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.
Interesting. He gave the address and everything, this person. Let's see who commented. If it was a swatting, why is his name being censored? Good point. Official Kane, thank you for the comment. Yeah, if it's a swatting call, why are you censoring the name then? Can we get the unredacted version of this call? Because I'm interested to know. And then let's pull up when they appear to his home.
Charles, any idea who is behind this swatting?
No idea. I mean, we've asked police. They want to try and track those things down when it happens, but they don't know on this.
This was in Texas. I wonder if a FOIA can be done to get this unredacted version of this 911 call.
One, and they, I think they figured out pretty quickly when David's parents came to the door that that's what was going on here. They didn't see any activity, and the area where their home is in a very rural area. It's not like there's a lot of houses around. So, when police are pulling up, there's no activity. It would have been pretty obvious to them if there was some crisis going on as they pulled up.
Sure, but you can't escape the date, September 18th, and it's a day after the LA house that he was renting was raided. Coincidence or something more?
It does seem strange to say that this is coincidence. And his parents said to the police, somebody is messing with us. And clearly, even if David wasn't at the house, his parents are aware of what's going on back in LA. And I think at that point, you got to remember, David's name had been out there enough. It was easy enough to know where he's from in Texas that.
Sure. Well, then let's hear the unredacted version. Let's hear who called the cops.
Executed their search warrant. We hadn't seen David in public. Everyone was wondering where he was. And we now know that the day after that search warrant, he moved out of the house. But we haven't seen him since. So, I'll be honest, Ashley, when we got this body cam, the main thing we were looking for, we knew at the point we ordered the body cam, we got it from police. We knew that this was a swatting incident. What we were wondering is whether or not when they.
How did you know this, TMZ? How did you know this was a swatting incident? This is why you don't go by like what these mainstream media is telling you. They're obviously being paid by someone allegedly, in my opinion. Because how you're just going to come out and report this as a swatting incident if you don't even have the facts?
They went to the house, whether or not they would see David there, didn't turn out that way.
What was the response from the parents once the police did knock on that door regarding who was at home and who wasn't?
So they said to the police that their daughter was there and also their son, which immediately we thought, oh, is that David? Did she just confirm that David's there? We went back and looked and found that we knew that David had a younger sister. There was also a younger brother who clearly lived there with their parents. They're both minors. So that's who we think they're talking about. Is it possible that David was there and they just didn't say anything? I guess.
Yeah, well, now I'm hearing that this swatting incident occurred after the LA home was what do you call that? After a warrant, went out for that home and everything. So it's possible that that was David and he was fucking there. It's very possible that was him, allegedly, in my opinion.
So David, from what we gather, is that his mother was really heavily involved in his career. There's apparently a video saying, he had to ask for her permission to use, private plane, which makes me wonder if David would have been able to travel back and forth to Los Angeles during this tour if he were involved in anything nefarious without her permission and without her knowing exactly why.
I think he could have. I know that she was involved in his career, but she's not officially his manager, and he is now, adult age. Certainly, when he was a minor and getting
now-
started in the business, she had a lot
Now he's
of
an
say
adult.
in what was going on, but he's
before.
managed by people at his label now. So there's nothing we've heard that makes it seem like his mom had that much control over him at this point. So I don't think necessarily she knew exactly where he was, at every moment during this tour. So whether or not she would know his whereabouts during that time when the body was found and the weeks right before that, I don't have any indication that she would.
I hate this. Yeah, but who the fuck knows? You don't fucking know. That's why she's subpoenaed. His parents have been subpoenaed before the grand jury, and this is why, to get questions, because you don't know. And you can't be, I don't understand why TMZ is reporting stuff like this. Like, I'm sorry, since the very beginning that this case, since the very beginning, they're just trying to insert themselves in this case and, protecting David's image. I don't know what skin they have in this game to do that. So I wanted to play that, but I also wanted to pull up the actual video. Where is it? Here, it's possibly on here.
And out there enough, and the area where their home is in a.
Look how they're reporting this shit. They're reporting this as a swatting incident. Do we know if in fact it was a swatting incident? No, we have no idea. And this is how they're reporting it. The name is redacted. We heard the 911 call just now. Their name is redacted.
Very rural area. It's not like there's a lot of houses around. So, when police are pulling up, there's no activity.
Well, let's look at the cars when the police is pulling up. Let's see how many vehicles are in here. Well, first of all, let's start from the beginning.
David's friends confirmed to TMZ. And now tonight, yet another coincidence. Or is it? Some video has emerged of a police encounter involving David's family, who live back in Texas, where David grew up. This happened September 18th in a suburb of Houston. The footage acquired by TMZ shows officers approaching David's family home with their guns drawn. When David's father answers the door, police tell him that they're responding to a 911 call that came in about a shooting and a dead body at this home. David's mom joins them at the door, and it is soon clear that the cops or the Burke family, that's David's surname, had been pranked. There's actually a term for this. You probably heard it. It's called swatting. A bogus 911 call to provoke an armed response comes in, but it's a fake. Here's what it looked like and sounded like when the officers showed up here.
I'll go out wide and keep you covered. You want to tap the door? Just wait for me. Because I'm going to keep you covered. Go ahead. I got you covered. Come right here. There's too many windows. Here, knock on the door. We got a phone call from here saying that somebody was dead. What? Is there somebody else that lives on this property that has your address? What's your address? That's it.
That's it. That's what actually
we got. We got an address. There was a gunshot and a woman screamed.
What?
I'm serious. That's why we came up here like this, because and then they talked to the caller. Whoever they were talking to said that there's a person dead.
No, sir. No, sir.
Knock on the door. We need to talk to him. We ain't got time for this.
Ma'am?
No, honestly, props to law enforcement. They're taking it serious. They have to.
We got to figure out what's going on so we can leave, okay?
We made contact. They said nothing happened here. She shut the door. Now she's calling 911. It ain't on their phone.
And this is not a Texas.
Yeah, it's an out-of-state number. Someone's messing with us. Someone's messing with us. But whoever, it would pinged here though, because wherever they call from, it pings and sends it to dispatch.
Listen to what he said. Whoever called, it pinged from that location. So whoever called, that person was there, you guys.
So like whenever you call 911, wherever you are, it sends like a ping to that's how they know the address.
And this address came up to this number?
Yes, ma'am, that's where he was meeting with Kelly, the engine 42.
So it says somebody on my property?
It could be. We'll check the property for you.
Police stuck around for less than 20 minutes.
Yes, ma'am, that's where he was meeting with Kelly, the engine 42.
So it says somebody on my property?
It could be. We'll check the property for you.
Police stuck around for less than 20 minutes, and it does not appear that David was there at the house. Of course, that raises the question of where David was and where he's been ever since.
Thank you. That's a question I need the grand jury to ask. Yep.
His world tour was cut short a week and a half ago, and he moved out of his party mansion in the Hollywood Hills. Now back to the possible coincidence. The swatting event in Texas happened just one day after that Hollywood Hills rental mansion was being tossed by the LAPD in a raid that yielded evidence and electronics. Police were there for 12 hours, reportedly looking for, quote, blood evidence. But there's no word officially on what they found other than the laptop that they were seen bringing out. But they still haven't brought any charges against the singer named David.
Okay, so let's move on here. I don't want to hear freaking Harvey's conspirator, whatever you say, whatever you call that, defending David here, because let's hear what this guy has to say. Crypto traders profit off runaways' death. What the fuck is this, yo?
But
wait a second.
World of cryptocurrency. Last week, we brought you the news of a so-called meme coin called Justice for Celeste. Celeste being Celeste Rivas Hernandez, whose short life and mysterious death, I know, you know, is topping headlines everywhere. Celeste's coin, which exists entirely online, is being traded for real money, big money, like more than $1 million. Buyers are essentially betting that its value is going to keep going up as the story plays out. Just like the Luigi or Justice for Luigi meme.
Yo, how fucking wild is this shit? God, I hate people.
Coin, Luigi Mangione, the alleged healthcare CEO assassin. On the day Mangione was charged with murder in New York, his crypto coin was trading for more than $76 million. And I've never been more at a loss to explain anything. Justice for Celeste coins first came to light among donations for a GoFundMe for Celeste's family. So apparently they can have a charitable purpose, but who can tell? It all smells a bit sketchy to me, so I'm thrilled to welcome somebody who actually does understand.
I normally don't agree with Ashley Banfield. I don't know why I'm sitting here agreeing with this bullshit. Like
it. Paul Sibonick is founder and CEO of Crypto Forensic Investigators. Okay, Paul. So you're gonna have to talk to me like I'm 5. But first thing is, for those of us who don't quite understand how meme coins come about and how they actually have value, can you explain what a meme coin is and how it's exactly sparked by news events?
Yeah, a meme coin is a fad cryptocurrency that is created. It tends to have a very short life cycle, but whoever issues it usually tries to it's common for them to attach it to a news event that is happening or something that is naturally going to give it some publicity. So there's publicity about this death. There was publicity when Luigi was arrested. A lot of it. So in some ways it's free advertising because people talk about it and people look it up and people want to bet on it and make money on it.
Burn this whole fucking world down. Like, what are we doing here, bro? What are we doing? Why does every episode ends like I'm in complete, utter disgust? This is how every episode ends because it's just fucking ridiculous what's out here.
And lots of people lose money on it.
So the more attention a meme coin gets, like this story of David and Celeste, the higher the value until the story maybe goes away and the value of the coin drops as well?
Yes, but also speculation about, hey, is this story going to continue to get more and more attention because these...
We are no longer humans. We are now viewed as, I don't know, a product, essentially. This is insane, but no, I'm just going to skip that. Yeah, that was it. That's all I had on that one. Let's see what Law and Crime, maybe they show a little more than...
YouTube creators, if no one clicks your video, nothing else matters. Not your content, not your script, not your editing, because
It ain't on their phone.
And this is not a Texas.
Yeah, it's an out-of-state number. Someone's messing with us.
Were David's parents victims of a swatting incident as police investigate the discovery of a dead body in a car registered to the singer's name? Is he being targeted? Is he being framed? We have the body cam that we're going to get into. Plus, this young dead girl, Celeste Rivas Hernandez, her apparent ex-boyfriend is speaking out. Welcome to Side.
That kid was probably paid for sure.
Or the person of interest in this case. So yes, definitely LAPD is reaching out down there and they're trying to get all these puzzle pieces and put the picture together.
I'm going to get into a minute. We have a new update regarding Celeste's apparent ex-boyfriend and what he had to say. I'll get to that in a second. I just want to jump on something that I mentioned. I'm not crazy in thinking that there is a possibility that this was deliberate for the body to be found. I mean, the other way of looking at it is, I think when the initial reporting happened, that we thought that car might have been out there only for a few days before it was towed. If it had been out there for weeks, okay, either someone panicked and didn't have enough time to dispose of the body, which again seems strange, or was it supposed to be found? I mean, where do you stand on it?
Well, it all comes down to context and timing. If somebody put a car on my street and if it's there for 2 or 3 or 4 days and it doesn't fit the environment, I'm going to call the police. The police are going to do an investigation. They're going to run the plates and they're going to do everything they did do. Typical LA fashion, the car was there for weeks and weeks and weeks. And so the people there just kept walking by it and ignoring it. And it wasn't dealt with. And I think whoever left it there, it looks to me, normally the car would last a week or two if it's on a residential street before it's going to dealt with. So it appears to me that the person who left it there didn't think it would stay there for 3, 4, 5 weeks. They thought maybe it'd be a short period of time before it was recovered. Or the alternative theory is they just panicked, left it there, and they walked off. It also, like we talked about before, goes back to that Tesla, basically a rolling supercomputer. Once they fire it up, they're going to get all kinds of data off that computer to find out what happened when the car was turned off the last time.
Colin, I mean, it's interesting.
I hope so. I hope that law enforcement has the data.
Way of GPS, and then the 911 system, takes note of that and thinks it's coming from a particular address. But also, we don't have the recording of the 911 call. The call may have come from some other source or some other area, and they just said that this address is a problem, and this address has these things going on there, which prompted the police to...
No, this guy didn't watch the video. The police officer literally said that they were pinged from that location. So, no, that's incorrect.
Sorry to bother you, but somebody called and said there was something. There was a person that they called on the cell. You know what I mean? It was like, hey, there's somebody dead.
Someone's dead.
That's what we have. I mean, we're gonna take caution. You know what I mean? I'm trying to scare y'all. Just this house is way off the roadway.
So you just opened the gate and came in?
Yes, ma'am. I'll put it back. I have a gate just like it.
I think it's probably doesn't make sense.
Yeah, when it's something like this, when they say somebody's dead, their life matters more than, you know what I mean?
I hear.
I didn't damage your gate. I just opened it.
And that is when there was a realization. Did someone just prank them? Are they the victims now of swatting?
They ain't on their phone.
And this is not a Texas.
Yeah, it's an out-of-state number.
Someone's messing with us.
But whoever it would ping here though, because wherever they call from, it pings and sends it to dispatch.
What?
So like whenever you call 911, wherever you are, it sends like a ping that's how they know the address.
And this address came up to this number?
Yes, ma'am, that's where he was meeting. Engine 42.
So it says somebody on my property?
It could be. We'll check the property for you. Yes, please. So we'll ride around. If you give me a layout, how's the property? Like, does it go further back?
No, it doesn't go any further back. It's right here and then it goes right here.
The fence, there's a gate here and the fence around. Well, him and I will ride around and check, and then we'll leave.
Yeah, okay. So that was a false alarm. See, I don't like this kind of thing. So if I really do have an emergency, then
yeah. Gate here and the fence around. Well, him and I will ride around and check, and then like, does it go further back?
No, it doesn't go any further back. It's right here and then it goes right here.
The fence, there's a gate here and the fence around. Well, him and I will ride around and check, and then we'll leave.
Yeah, okay. So that was a false alarm. See, I don't like this kind of thing. So if I really do have an emergency, then
yeah.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am. Sorry.
If you do have an emergency, you know we're going to be here.
Okay.
We're going to get here.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you.
I mean, I kind of feel for the parents because from this swatting incident, to me, like, it sounds like they were shocked. Like, what? Dead body? What? You hear their reaction and it sounds legitimate. So feel bad for their parents that they have to go through this. But I mean, that's your son, you know? It's on him for putting them through this. Yeah, let's go back to that interview of his that I was watching. It's always like that when I do like
Waller County Sheriff's Office is Amber.
when I do live digs. Yeah, takes me a whole other yeah, so I'm trying to pull up the video we were just watching. Here it is.
People who have a lot of credit card debt can be thankful for this. There's something called financial hardship that allows.
So it's like people say,
Oh no, this is not the one. We did that one already. Watch later. Bear with me, guys. Here it is.
Yeah. That's really interesting. Straight ahead.
Yep.
So yeah, that's how my brain works. This whole sound,
No, and it's like, it's okay. Yeah. That's really.
the whole voice changer stuff led me to these swatting calls. So we're back to where I originally wanted to take this show. I wanted to look into this interview. So let's play it again.
Yeah. That's really interesting. You experimented with the other ones as they were, the kind of straight ahead.
Yep.
No, and it's like, it's okay. Yeah. That's really interesting.
But yeah.
So you, in a way, you've taken this tool, BandLab, and explored it to your advantage. Whereas a lot of people were playing around and not necessarily thinking, well, I can do more with this. So that's the difference, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it got to the point where people thought I was faking it. People were like, "Oh, there's no way it's on BandLab. Like he's recording it in a studio and then pretending." It was like that good.
So, I mean, there's a real precision to how you set your presets.
Yeah.
You know, how long did it take you to realize what you were doing? And
a long time.
Yeah.
I mean, in the span between releasing my first song, Runaway, and then releasing my second song, You and I, was 4 weeks. So I spent like maybe 5 or 6 hours a day for 4 weeks figuring out what EQ was and looking up YouTube tutorials and figuring out like what in the world music was and just figuring out how to use that in BandLab. So I just figure out what EQ is, what a compressor is, what delay is, what reverb is, and how to use that, and what is the difference between a reverb on FL Studios, between Ableton and different plugins, and how there's not those plugins on BandLab. So I got to kind of copy the plugins that aren't available on BandLab and are available elsewhere and kind of replicating that in BandLab. So everything that is popular in the major DAWs, I'd have to replicate that by myself from scratch in BandLab.
Yeah.
So
Time for a quick Tape It feature highlight. Did you know that while you're recording, you can drop markers? No more scrolling through endless voice notes. Once you've finished, you can...
Right, before we get into our own questions, a few from some of our patrons. Jake says, what is your favorite BandLab effects?
Favorite BandLab effects? Right now, my favorite effects have to be... I'm in that alt space, so I'm going to give you some real grunge stuff. I'm using a lot of the vintage limiter for that fuzz effect, and then I'm also using buzz face for that really grungy sound. I'm also using StereoWise to put the vocals in both ears at the same time, and I'm using the Univerb reverb right now. Yeah.
Interesting. I mean, so we ask everybody who comes on Tape Notes, what equipment can't you work without? What would you, if there was a fire, what would you run out of the house with, as it were? But I'm kind of thinking you've already answered that question.
Yeah, just the phone.
It's the phone and BandLab.
BandLab, yeah. I mean, yeah, it's funny because I started using the studio a little bit more as the years went on, and I was here in London in November to create half of the project. And I found myself even taking songs from the studio and bringing them back and re-recording them on BandLab just to get that sound back. Because sometimes you lose a bit of the imperfections and you lose some of the authenticity from recording on such a perfect setting and such a perfect mic and expensive equipment. You kind of lose that flavor of the songs. And I just want to keep it as raw as possible sometimes. I even looked up like what's the best DAWs, and I was taking ideas from those and trying to see if I can get them on BandLab because I didn't want to switch, and I still use this to this day because like Crashing, I made this a couple months ago, so I'm still using it to this day. I mean, I've been making songs here while I'm in London, just like in the hotel room, just cooking up. But yeah, this app is like I'll never switch from this app.
Right, just because it's so instant and user friendly.
Exactly. Ideas on the fly. Like I'll be recording snippets and ideas of songs on the car right over here. Like it's that easy to use.
Okay, this was posted 9 months ago. And he was in London, according to this. I mean, I don't know if it's pre-recorded or what, but according to this, he was in London 9 months ago.
Let me give this guy a call, man. Here we go. I hope you guys enjoy this stream. Oh, he hears me? Hello? Oh, wait. Say something. Can you hear me?
The title of this is Interviewing David's Photographer.
What's up? Hello.
There we go. There we go. Okay. My fault if you don't see my webcam work. I don't know why. I still have to like figure out how to. So we'll get to that. I mean, how are you generally feeling like at this moment? Just chilling.
I'm good. I'm chilling. I just got back. I was busy today doing some shoots, but
oh wow, bro, you were doing shoots.
Chill.
Crazy, bro.
Yeah.
Wow. I gotta see if I could change the name of the. Yeah, I'll change the name. But yeah, like I mean, you just came back from a shoot like today, right? Or
Yeah. Yeah, it wasn't really like any kind of. It was just more like a portrait shoot of a couple. So
okay,
I do more than just concerts. So
word, bro. I was doing
yeah.
production assistant on a film set today, which was
nice.
pretty interesting. I recommend it. I don't know. Do you just do concerts mainly, or you also do like?
Well, that's really more of my specialty, but I also do other stuff as well. I do like portraits,
Yeah.
like senior photos, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Do you have my stream up, by the way?
Yes.
Yeah. So if you ever want to like refer to a certain post when like look at my stream when I'm scrolling, and you could just point to a certain post
Alright.
that you refer to, I refer to, and we'll get kind of started from there. I mean, like, first off, though, how I will ask, like, how did you first start off with photography? You know what I mean? Kind of just detail what it was like, kind of starting, what you did and how you kind of, started to, what kind of got you into it? You know what I mean?
Well, I started about 2 years ago.
Yeah.
I always wanted to do like something with the camera. It was either video or photos. I like
Yeah.
watching YouTube.
Mm.
So I kind of wanted to be like a YouTuber. So
Word.
I for the Kid Leroy. So honestly, you know,
I'm going to pull up for this, but you decided to come on, and I'm happy that you had the time to talk and everything about it, because yeah, I mean, so I guess, yeah, just the meat and potatoes, like, you shot David. First off, like, how did that opportunity get set up? If you remember, kind of like, and feel free to be as detailed as possible. Explain like every process from start to finish. I feel like it can help a lot of people who are watching the stream who want to understand a bit more about the process of like media credentials and the process of all that kind of stuff. There was a dead body in the backstage. Hopefully you didn't see a dead body in the backstage, but yeah, just feel free to get as detailed.
What is he talking about, dead body in the backstage? What in the world?
To be as detailed as possible. Explain like every process from start to finish. I feel like it can help a lot of people who are watching the stream who want to understand a bit more about the process of like media credentials and the process of all that kind of stuff. There was a dead body in the backstage. Hopefully you didn't see a dead body in the backstage, but yeah, just feel free to get as detailed as possible within all of the process. I think it would be very helpful for a lot of people watching the stream, including me. So yeah, man.
So well, I one way I always try to get like photo passes is email directly towards the publicist. So that's what I usually always do, because I feel like it's a lot better, and it gets you a connection.
Yeah.
So I email this one of these publicists from Universal Music, and I guess they like the work that I do, and we've become good friends, and so I guess she referred me to David's publicist, and the day before his concert in Indianapolis, I got an email from her saying that she would like for me to come to David's concert that night and cover the event for photographers, which I happily accepted, because it's great when someone reaches out to you wanting to do some work.
Did you listen to D4VD a lot, like in terms of just enjoying his music? Or
I've just enjoyed some of his music. I've listened to his new album and some of his old songs as well. I'm not the biggest fan, but I've definitely listened to some of his music.
Yeah, like, would you say you've known about him for like a few years now, or a year, or?
I've known him for quite a while. I guess since his biggest hit, Romantic Homicide, ever came out.
Yeah.
It's definitely where I discovered him from.
Wow, bro. Well, I
Yeah.
wonder like what you must have thought of at the time, like listening to that song, like in 2022, because I don't know if I had even heard it at that time. So I wonder what it was like to hear it at that time.
No, I think I saw it through a TikTok. Honestly, it was the time where it was first starting to blow up on TikTok. It's where I really listened to it. Honestly, it was a great song, and I didn't really think much of it at the time or of David because that was like his biggest song. So I really didn't think much of it. But it wasn't until later on where David started to pop off, and that's where I started to really notice him.
And you're talking about this year or at that time, like when you just started blowing
Or
up?
at that time where Romantic Homicide kind of just blew up.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
I mean, like, I'd say kind of, obviously you've kept in touch with some artists, I mean, or just, and at that time you were doing photography at that time, or when did you?
When was that? Like 2022, 2023? No, I don't think I was. This has been really my second year of doing photography in general.
Word.
I didn't really start until 2024.
Same with me, because I've been doing it for a couple years, almost 2
Yeah.
years, and I started in what do you call it? I started in 2023 as well.
Nice.
It was a lot more casual at the time until about last year when I really took it serious. So the opportunity that I've had since then have been crazy. But yeah, I mean, so you were starting to do it a lot more probably like a year after discovering him, and then just
most
kind of
definitely,
listening to him like here and there and everything.
Yeah.
So, like you said, you had reached out to his publicist, which, by the way, was that like public information or that was more like insider info?
Well, their publicist reached out to me, so yeah, I was reached out by his publicist.
And this was based off of like a previous relationship that you had with one of the publicist's friends, which that friend, like, would you say like you just met them randomly or it was for another show and stuff like that?
Well, like I said, I always reach out to artist publicists to get a photo pass. So there's some who already know me. So when I reach out to them asking to photograph one of the artists that they represent, they usually accept me or invite me.
I don't know why this kid is asking the same question over and over again. He repeated the same thing 3 times. He found out of David through his publicist. Okay, can you stop asking that question?
Yeah.
So that's because of our kind of a relationship as a friend have really started to grow.
Yeah, I'm sure that makes it like very easier for sure, knowing that you're connected in that sense. So I think and it kind of seems like you're sort of involved in a network of people and things like that. Something I wish I was a part of, to be honest. So shout out to you for that, bro. But,
thank you.
So yeah, I'll probably let you take more of the floor from here on. But once you started to get accepted for the show, let us know kind of everything throughout, like, the day of, at least preparing for it, probably the day or a few days before.
Yeah.
And give us a rundown of how it was, like entering into the venue or traveling or all of that. I'll let you kind of yap for the rest of this thing. I think you had shared that you had probably had the chance to talk to him.
I briefly, I met the opener's manager.
Okay.
At the time, and through him, I kind of briefly, like 5 minutes or less, I got to talk to David just for a bit, just say hi, and that's pretty much it. Because he was busy.
Well, yeah. So explain everything about that day.
Okay.
What's going on?
The concert was in Indianapolis on Saturday, 3 days before the information that came out of David.
It was Saturday, September 6th.
I believe so. It's either September 6th or September 5th. I'm not too sure when it was.
He was in Indianapolis September 5th or 6th. Okay.
But it was in one of those 2 days, Friday or Saturday.
All right. Perfect.
Yeah, and I was in Indianapolis, and I live like 3 hours away, so I kind of drove there.
Okay, he's showing the pictures that he took of David. Okay.
And by the time those 2 days, Friday or Saturday.
All right. Perfect.
Yeah, and I was in Indianapolis, and I live like 3 hours away, so I kind of drove there. And by the time I got there, a huge line of people were already lined up, ready, dressed up, all in white. and everything, dressed up as David's characters and all
Yeah.
that. So it was our filled up with
We're
a bunch of people
dressed
before
up
even the show
all in
started. So
white.
that was crazy to see. Just huge lines all around the block with fans and everything.
Mm.
But yeah, I mean, just like any normal concert,
Wait,
I
back a little bit.
that was crazy to see.
Okay, so again, if you're just joining here, this is I don't know who this kid is, but he's interviewing David's photographer, and he is talking about a concert he went to in Indianapolis, September 5th or 6th, and he's describing when he arrives, like what he's seeing. Okay.
Huge lines all around the block with fans and everything.
Mm.
But yeah, I mean, just like any normal concert, I went up to the box office, got my credentials, was waiting, and the but it was in one of those 2 days, Friday, Saturday, 3 days before, the information that came out of David.
Mm. It was
So,
Saturday, September 6th.
I believe so. It's either September 6th or September 5th. I'm not too sure when it was, but it was in one of those 2 days, Friday or Saturday.
All right. Perfect.
Yeah, and it was in Indianapolis, and I lived like 3 hours away, so I kind of drove there. And by the time I got there, a huge line of people were already lined up, ready, dressed up, all in white, and everything, dressed up as David's characters and all that. So it was filled up with a bunch of people before even the show started. So that was crazy to see. Just huge lines all around the block with fans and everything.
Mm.
But yeah, I mean, just like any normal concert, I went up to the box office, got my credentials, was waiting in the general admission pit area until the opening artist, which was Bryant Barnes, I believe so.
Oh, Brian Barnes, like he was the opener, or
Yeah, he was David's opener. So I think he came out like around 7, 8. He came out around 8.
Okay.
And so I went into the pit, did the first 3 songs, took photos during the first 3 songs, all that jazz.
You had to like exit the venue like after shooting those 3 songs, right?
Well, this specific venue, they let you chill a little bit out on the side, like kind of like a backstage area.
Okay.
Just for you to wait before the main artist comes out. So that's where I waited, and that's where I got to meet his manager, who I kind of started talking, and we exchanged socials and everything.
Mm.
Yeah, so I was there in backstage, just waiting for Brian Barnes's performance to be over, and just waiting for David to come out.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, so
You didn't shoot any photos of the openers, like Wetzler. You didn't fuck with those.
I did. I did. I yet to still post them.
Okay.
Think about posting them sometime this week, but yeah. I think that night was me and 2 other photographers that were there that night.
Yeah, so it was 2 other photographers.
Yeah.
And you met them like in the photo pit while y'all were shooting, or it was like before, like?
Yeah, we met just waiting for Brian Barnes just to come out in the photo pit. We were just there waiting, so we just started talking and everything.
Okay.
Yeah. Once Brian Barnes' concert his performance was over, we kind of went backstage and we're just waiting there until it was time for David.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Trying to look to see if there's any like live video footage of like through like probably like one of his like videographers or something.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's like a full live like video of David performing. Do you happen to know any YouTube video of a full live performance, or?
I don't think so. I haven't really found.
Okay.
I think the only concert that they filmed was probably in Chicago. I think I've seen clips from Chicago, but I haven't seen really much from Indianapolis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get back to what you were saying. My fault. I'm just trying to make sure certain,
Yeah, you're good.
stuff I could show. Whatever.
So we were just waiting for David backstage, and honestly, the concert was great. The vibes were off the roof. Everything was just so chill, just like any normal concert you would go to.
Yeah.
And it was full, packed out, sold out show. And honestly, and we were just waiting for David. He didn't come out until 9. And yeah, and his we had to shoot for only also 3 photos, the first 3 songs we were to shoot, which was great. He was very energetic. He was moving around, so it was really easy to get a lot of good photos from his performance. And there was a bunch of lighting, amazing lighting.
Yeah.
The lighting was great, so it was really easy to get good photos from him.
Wow, bro. I see this like in like stepping kind of thing.
Yeah.
There is like
he was dancing a lot.
I don't know if that was like his manager that was holding the phone or something.
But that was like his social media manager.
Okay, got it.
Yeah. He has a separate Instagram and TikTok page for his tour this year.
Okay.
Which he usually does like vlogs and stuff, but he hasn't been posting anymore.
Okay. It's been a lot more, I guess, kind of like laid back more. So
yeah.
He hasn't really been like posting a lot more of
No.
He hasn't been posting a lot more vlogs. He probably doesn't have a videographer. Maybe he did at one point. I don't know if you guys met. How did you get to go backstage by any chance?
Well, like I said, once we got done shooting David, I stayed for the concert because I drove 3 hours, so I might as well just stay and watch his performance, watch his concert. So I just stayed there, and I saw Brian Barnes and his manager just walking all around. So I just kind of bumped into his manager and we just started talking, and briefly mentioned David and asked him by chance if I could maybe like talk to her. He was like, sure, why not? So he followed him backstage, got to talk to him for like 5 minutes or less because it was like right after he was done with his concert. So
Oh wow.
He didn't have much time. He didn't really have much time to say anything, but I just said hello. I was a fan of his music, and he seemed like he was a great guy, good dude, honestly.
Really, like,
yeah.
Describe the vibe, conversation, all of that. Talking to him, like, how was it? Just
So
general,
I mean, he was a really chill dude. I asked him. I told him that, like I said, I told him I was a huge fan of his music. He said, "Thank you, thank you for coming out." I told him that I was here as a photographer. He was like, he was very loving, and he seemed like he was interested in the conversation. Even though he was like, busy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like you got it, and that's something that you got right. I don't know if you had talked to others. I don't know if you had known other photographers that were that also had shot David at different locations since he's on tour or since he was on tour. Like, I don't know if you had been in contact with some other photographers and they had shared their experience as well.
I've seen. I follow some other photographers, but I really haven't talked to anybody else who's like shot David. I mean, I know Liam from he also shot him prior in New York.
Yeah. Oh, Liam. Yeah, Liam G. Yeah, that's my guy.
Yeah.
He shot in Terminal 5. I remember that.
I saw his post up David, but I don't really know him or talk to him. But I've seen his post, which is how I found out that David was on tour.
That's crazy that you found out from Liam G that.
Yeah.
He's on tour. That's crazy.
So yeah, I follow him, and I saw he had us, and I know he saw his post about David. I don't know if he still has it up or not.
He probably doesn't. Considering the news, like.
Well, I don't know. It's like 50-50. Okay. I know it's like not really. He hasn't really been. There's a bunch of evidence against him, but there really hasn't been like anything official from the police saying that he actually did it.
Yeah.
So I feel like I'm still gonna keep my stuff up probably until like the police have actually said that he was the one that murdered her and all that stuff is true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like.
Once again, you're innocent until proven guilty.
I described to me like kind of like your just your reaction to everything, because I mean, like, you pretty much like got to shoot beforehand. The news probably one of your, I don't know about your favorite artist, but an artist that you had listened to for some time. Like, this is something that I think he had stopped by where did he stop by at? He had stopped by what was it, Madison, Michigan? I don't know, Minneapolis, Michigan or something. The news dropped out around then, so like there was a clip of him like throwing the boo-boos, and like during that time was when the news shots. So I don't even know if he was even aware, which is a crazy thing,
Yeah, it's insane because even during the news, he still went out. I think that day he still went out and performed, which was crazy.
Yeah.
And he didn't. What I've heard was like he didn't really talk much about it. He just went on with his performance and his concert like nothing ever happened.
Yeah, I mean, like, how would you say you personally felt once you had heard the news, or just your general stance considering, like, you've shot a lot of great artists, by the way, too, Hollis. I mean, you're up for sure. You're definitely way more further than I am, kind of. But like someone you listen to consistently, it's like now you got to shoot them, and it's like, oh, I did it, and then you feel me? So like, how, if you could just describe everything about how you feel, how do you
okay. It's a mixed emotions because listening to his music and everything.
Okay, that was it. I think
it happened. Like, it just doesn't make sense. It just
it's just crazy.
I kind of want to ask, because we seem to just have a pattern of a lot of rappers and celebrities that happen to fall into people that are not of the age of consent, and they seem to just fall under people that are under that for some reason. And some people speculate that might be because they're more easier targets. Some people speculate that's because it fills their ego to a certain degree, all that kind of stuff. I kind of want to know from your perspective, like, why is it?
Okay, I'm gonna stop there. I went a little past an hour on this stream. Once again, thank you for joining, and I hope you have a good rest of your weekend. Later.